4 fastest and cheapest Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, EasyMut.com. Use code VENM at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Fire here, back in another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my full gun split close Miami offensive ebook. Now, this has been one of the best formations in Madden for years. Again, it's super great this year, just simply because of the blocking. That's a huge reason. You have these two running backs that can both pick up chop blocks, and that's great for edge heat, such as Big Dime 146. Now, I'm also going to show you guys some great passing plays, some motion, and basically every play that I run in the formation to have success. Now, right off the bat, we have this slow tight end in our field. We're just going to flick our right stick to the left, get to the strong slot package, and then we're going to go ahead and click onto this receiver, and we're just going to go ahead, sub him out. I like Hopkins on the left side. You want your best receivers here on the outside. Now, the way that I'm going to get Will Fuller there is I'm just going to click on Stills, sub him out, and then put Will Fuller back. So there you guys see, we have our fastest guy right here, and then we also have our best receiver on the left. This middle guy doesn't really matter too much. He's not going to be an important part of the offense, but it's nice to have a good receiver. You do only need 3 receivers for the scheme. Also, I'd recommend getting some good, just fast running backs. You don't need 2 X factors. You just need a couple of fast guys that you can use. These players will do just fine right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set my audibles up. I have X drag, and then I'm going to go ahead put PAY shot and mesh. Now, a play that I like to come out in every play is Z spot, but starting out, I'm going to show you guys my one play touchdowns. First one's going to be an X drag trail. For this one, you're going to be on the right hash, and you want your fast receiver all the way on the right side. So let's just come out in that, and it is going to beat cover 3. As I just got to redo this real quick, and we're good to go. Alright, here we are in X drag trail. This one play touchdown is going to beat cover 3. That's pretty much the only defense I think that it does beat. It might be cover 4. I haven't tried it. But starting out, all you're going to do for this one play touchdown is just block RB and then double team this player to the left. Also, you notice that I motioned Lamar Miller over to that left side. He's going to be a key route. I've tried the one play touchdown without it, and it just doesn't work the same. You're going to be rolling out to the left for this one play touchdown, so just go ahead and snap the ball. Also, for split close, I probably should have mentioned that you do want an escape artist quarterback. Escape artist QBs are very necessary in schemes like tight offset. Split close, again, you guys see we were able to roll out to the left and hit that throw. That throw is so much more difficult from the pocket, which is what makes this escape artist QB so crucial to this scheme and these one play touchdowns in particular. So again, I just went ahead, blocked my running back, and I double team this D end. I'm also going ahead and motioning Miller over to the left. I'm not doing any hot routes at all besides blocking that running back. And then just throwing this all the way pass lead to the left, and you guys see we're able to get that completion with Will Fuller. So just a simple little throw. This deep post is very money. And if you have a quarterback with high throw power, it will definitely help so that you don't get these underthrown balls that Deshaun's giving me. Watson doesn't have the best throw power. I think he's only like 93 or something around there, which is the reason that these balls are getting so poorly thrown. But you guys see, there we go. Just get enough separation, and you are easily able to run past him for the overall simple one-play touchdown. Now, I'm going to go ahead and respot the ball here for our next one-play TD. So that's going to be out of the Z spot play. Now I actually have to go back and I have to go back and call that play. So we're just going to go ahead, do that really quickly. Now for this one, you want your fast receiver on the outside. In our case, Will Fuller's there. And like I said, I'm running Z spot this time with my 2 receivers to that right side. This is again going to be a cover 3 defense. Now, right off the bat, what I like to do is all you have to do is streak A. You're going to obviously come out max protect. And then I'm just going to put X on like a curl usually. You could put X on like a deep in route, something like this. And then what I like to do is double team this D end, and then I'm going to go ahead ID this linebacker. Now basically what this is going to do is get a chop block if he does blitz him. I'm not sure if he actually will. So I'm also going to go ahead and slide to the left just in case Von Miller's not blitzing. I'm not sure if he is. But basically all you're going to do is just motion Will Fuller out a couple of steps, snap that ball. You guys see we didn't get the chop block, but we still were able to get a decent block on Von Miller, and we're able to just pass lead this all the way to the right side and pick up a great gain of yardage right there. So You guys see this corner route is going to go ahead, pull down that outside third, and Will Fuller is basically going to get a ton of separation on that throw. So again, the setup, it's just going to be max protect, A on a streak, X on either a curl or a extended in route, and then just double team this player and ID Von Miller. Usually you'll get that chop block. I actually seem to get it a little bit less out of split close. Not sure if I'm doing anything wrong, but go ahead, snap the ball there. You guys see there we get the chop block, and we can just go ahead, roll out, pass lead this to the right side. That time I actually didn't motion, I don't think, but we were still able to get that completion. I like motioning that receiver out, even though maybe he does get bumped a little bit. Simply, he's able to just get a little bit more separation on the outside and prevent the safety from any shot at making a play. Maybe they have zoned out or one of those chemistries, and that can definitely come into play. So again, here's my setup. Go ahead, motion Will Fuller out just a couple of steps. We see that chop block, roll out to the right, and just go ahead, hit Will Fuller. Now, a tip you could actually do to maybe even open this up a little bit more is if you just went ahead, put X on a streak route, and that could potentially occupy that safety a little bit longer, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. So again, setup, motion Will Fuller out. I motioned him out even longer there. You guys see, if you motion him out too far, then the outside third will actually play the streak route. So you don't want to motion him out that far like I did right there. And it might even be less risky just to go ahead, snap the play stock. But if the outside third does play your streak, you should easily be able to hit that in that corner route. If he uses both those, then you could obviously just dump it down to the deep in route. Now, this one play touchdown is great for people sending pressure just because you're able to pick it up and you have so many routes that you can hit. Show one last time here, and I'm just going to motion him out one step. You guys see, make sure that this outside third doesn't play. We do get pressured by Von Miller because we didn't get the chop block there, but you guys see, you guys pretty much get the gist of how open he is right there. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to hop into my Z spot setup just so I don't have to go back to the audible screen, all that jazz. So basically, my only setup is that. And then something I like to do is just put RB on a wheel route. This is just going to create a high-low read on that side. You could dump it down to your wheel route and pick up a decent gain of yardage. If the wheel route goes ahead, pulls down the cloud flat, then you could easily roll out, hit this this in route that you put Hopkins on. Very basic route combination. Just go ahead, roll out. You guys see B gets open. We might actually had A there again for that one play TD. So overall, just great route combination. This Z spot is very good. If you obviously have a slot apprentice, you can pretty much do this with any play. There I actually forgot to put my other player on the field. We get a bad throw there from Watson. I'm not sure how that's across the body, but it is. So one last time though, just X on an in route, RB on a wheel route. This is basically the only route combination that I do or out of this setup. So that's the only one I'm going to show. I don't use Z-spot for much other than the one play touchdown. You guys see Stills getting wide open on that corner route. So that's pretty much it for our Z-spot. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is head into our next play. I'm just going to come out in X-drag trail. Now, we obviously know about the one play touchdown I showed you guys, but this is just going to be a very basic setup that I like to run with the max protect. You have X on this hitch, A on this little in route, and then usually what I'll do if I'm not trying to go for the one play beater, I like to just put B on either a curl route or I put him on a in route, smart out it, and then I just go ahead, motion him all the way over, just so that the user usually will follow the post route. If he doesn't, the post will be wide open almost every time, and then he might go back to the B route. So a lot of times what players do is they follow this post route and then they sort of break off once they see that in route. Usually they will do that. If they completely follow it, then you can obviously hit B. Like I said, you could also put B on this curl route. And I actually kind of like running this to the short side. That's me personally, but you could obviously run this to the wide side. That is, again, just personal preference. We get screamed at by Von Miller, but you guys see this post route to hitch combination is going to get open against almost every coverage. 100% gets open against cover 2. 100% gets open against cover 3 here. And I'm actually going to go ahead just change up the defenses because we don't want to go against cover 3 every play. So I'm just going to go ahead and adjust that. Let's just go against a random zone coverage defense. This is just so we get different looks. We don't want to get cover 3 every time. I want to show you guys that it works against other coverages as well. So you guys see we are already in this extract trail. You guys see I respotted the ball there just to show you guys that it also works on the other side. Now if you want to get just create a different type of a setup, you can just put B on a slant and you can go ahead and motion him something like this just to sort of throw off the play. You guys see we get that chop block still. Now sometimes unfortunately the slant route stops. That's going to be very annoying, so I'm not sure if you would want to go that route, but you definitely could. Like I said, my favorite thing to do is just put B on an in route. If you have a slot apprentice or a receiver apprentice, you could just go ahead and put him on a post route and motion him over, but unfortunately we don't have that with us right here. But you guys see, boom, we get match coverage and Will Fuller is going to get wide open. You also had A open. I'm pretty sure I forgot to put the hitch on the field, but one last time here. Here's the setup. Take a look there. And then just going to go ahead, motion Fuller over, snap our ball. You guys see we're getting perfect protection here. We're not getting screamed at by any of these coverages. And you guys see that Stills is able to get wide open. So that's my full extract trail setup. Let's go ahead into the next play. It's going to be halfback power O. This is basically the only run play that I run out of split close. Now, make sure I said that right. Only out of split close. What you can actually do that is so useful out of this is you can audible to I-form pro from split close. So you guys see we have a receiver at tight end. We have two running backs at our fullback positions. We can also audible to this I-form Y off, which is a terrible formation. I don't recommend it. But I-form slot, you can go ahead, put stretch and dive in your audibles. I'm not going to show those audibles because overall this is just a split close ebook, not a full Dolphins offense ebook. But you guys see tons of formations, and this is really key. Because if players come out in big dime 1-4-6, you can easily audible down with the split close. People try to run big dime 1-4-6 to stop the pass. Great pass formation, we know all that, but being able to audible down and just run the ball all over their defense is such a key play, and it's the reason that makes split close a top tier offense this year, in my opinion. So here they come out in big dime 2-3-6 Sam. Boom. I'm just gonna come out. I prefer the strong pro actually because they have the off tackle and the dive. But boom, let's say he comes out in Sam or 1-4-6, you're just able to run the ball all over them, even if they are in DB Sting 2 Buzz where they have those linebackers right there. It's not going to make a difference. Trust me on that. But I definitely don't really like this halfback power O too much. I feel like it gets blown up a lot at the time. So if you're planning on running the ball, even if he is in a sort of a 3-4 type of a set, then you could go ahead and just audible down. It doesn't take very much time. You guys see I'm doing this in 3 seconds, so I don't know if he's even able to switch up his whole defense in that time. Maybe the best thing you'd be able to do is pinch, but watch how fast this takes to audible. Ready, boom, everybody's right there. All we have to do is wait for Hopkins to sort of motion out and also Will Fuller to motion out. But look at this. This is just super cheese. You could obviously run off tackle if they crowd the box, but that's pretty much it for that. Now the next play is going to be PAY shot. I'm going to go ahead and respot the ball here. I like to run this on the wide side. You could also run this on the short side. They both work, but I kind of like having the most space for my crosser. I actually like to roll out to the right here. Now make sure that you cancel the play action. Play action gets screamed at. It's a proven fact. Cancel the play action by just putting Y on a classic block. Then the only other adjustments you're going to do is just put A on a streak, B on a slant. Again, in case they do send this player off the edge, I'm going to double team him and ID this right corner. Last thing I'm doing is motioning out him. You guys see we get the chop block. We're able to roll out. Now mid reads actually do super good at bagging these crossers, so when the computer runs stock cover 2, you guys will see those mid reads are actually going to bag the crossers, but thankfully they're a linebacker, so it's not really going to matter. But basically your only reads are crosser to slant. If they use the crosser, you can just go ahead, low ball the slant like this. If they use the slant, obviously the crosser is wide open. And what you're really trying to do is just get them to hesitate for even a small amount of microscopic amount of time. Because if they do that, then you could easily go ahead and hit that crosser. They're going to be a little bit behind, and if they don't have a fast enough user, they're not going to be able to recover. You guys see here it looked like a soft squat following that crosser. It's not going to make a difference unless they are man aligned because of how far out those soft squats are. Like I said, if you wanted to run this even from the middle of the field, which actually is definitely my go-to play in the middle of the field. I hate being on a hash mark, but when I am, this is the play I run just to get on a different hash. It's definitely a usable play from there. I forgot to do my blocking adjustments right there. I had B wide open, but really just be careful at this crosser. A lot of routes can come down and lurk it, and you make sure that you take care of the ball there. I accidentally ran it stock, but you also have this A player on a crosser, so if you go ahead, hit him as we throw a pick. But this crosser with A is super shallow. It doesn't get down the field enough, and that's why cloud flats and soft squats can pick it off, as you saw right there. Again, I'll try to hit B on this route. You guys see we get that chop block. Boom, low ball, right over the middle of the field. It always gets between those hook curls, those vert hooks, and it's just going to be very difficult for your opponent to stop. What I like to do is sort of user the slant until he gets to my vertical hook, and then I actually have a chance to go ahead and do something with it. Here, X, we got a terrible animation, but you guys see those mid reads following him. Nobody online runs mid reads. That's not going to be an issue. And that's going to take us to our last play, mesh. Now, mesh is probably one of my favorite plays in the whole formation. What I like to do, first of all, is I'm blocking RB. He's on a useless swing route. I want you to take a look at Lamar Miller. He's on this short wheel route. Now, what I'm going to do is just put X on a flat now. Lamar Miller is going to get open against a ton of coverages. All you're going to do is low ball, pass lead this to the right, which is the inside in our case. Again, X on a flat. You could also put X on in route. I guess I flipped the play. I'm not sure what that was. But you really want to run your short wheel to the short side. That's definitely my preference on that. We actually get him open, but he definitely can get over the top of some zones. Make sure that if it is covered, you don't throw it. I've thrown many pick sixes throwing this play, and I don't want you guys to have that same problem. My favorite setup for this is just X on a flat. I'm going to smart out B, and I'm going to put A on a hitch. Now, what this is going to do is we have two high-low reads. You guys already know about this post to hitch route combination that I said I loved. You're just going to motion him over, motion hike him right there. Look at how open Y is. I actually missed my read. I didn't miss my read, but Watson got a terrible throw. You guys see that fly route's going to absolutely hold any routes. And if he does, let's say it's covered, you could go ahead, roll out to the right. Just go ahead, snap the ball here. You guys see, looks like it was actually bagged right there. Late in the play, we can roll out there. Now, you're going to hit your opponent with this wheel route a couple of times, and he's going to actually start paying attention, force the user, and that's just going to open up our one-play touchdowns, pretty much everything else that I showed you guys in the ebook. So, again, here's the setup. I'm actually going to see if we can hit Y here again. Just motion him over, and you guys see. Be very careful. That probably could have been intercepted. So if it's not there, either take X if he's open, or just go ahead. Try to hit A or B late in the route. Just go ahead and motion him over again here. Y wide open. You could even rat catch if you do have that much space. Usually I like to possession catch. Don't want to risk running into an enforcer or anything like that. But like I said, I'll show you guys one last time here. Just basic setup here. Y's wide open, pass lead inside, possession catch, and that's pretty much going to do it for this setup. That's going to go ahead and do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well for some more Fire Madden 20 content in the future. Also, drop a follow on Twitter. Link will be in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.